To the second part, which is ensure adaptive works for you. Now, I hope everybody understands what an adaptive paper is, what the meaning of the word adaptive is. If you don't, I'll just explain it to you in very simple layman terms. Like हमने अभी बताया, हिंदी में समझाते हैं, 12 मार्क्स से आप शुरू कर रहे हो एक सेक्शन. आपको एक फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन स्क्रीन पे आया, से यू गॉट इट राइट. द कंप्यूटर इज सडनली सेइंग इसका जो लेवल है, जीपी एंड जीजो ऑलवेज से औकात स्कोर, इसका जो औकात है हैज मूव टू 18. You get another right. Auqat has moved to something. Another right. Auqat has moved. After the first 25% of the questions in a section in an adaptive paper, they generally zero in on your Auqat. Your Auqat is a 65, your Auqat is a 75, your Auqat is an 85. They zero in on that. And now the type of questions that will come basis Auqat. So say they've zeroed in on mera 65 hai. So the questions that I will get now will be from their pool, their data bank, their question bank, which are marked as questions जिनका score around 65 होता है, उनको दिया जाता है. Say Ravi is getting more right and he's earmarked as 85. His the level of difficulty of the questions he is getting now will be slightly higher because he's been earmarked as an 85 marker. So he's going to get questions from that pool. That is what adaptive means. If you get the first 9-10 questions, a lot of them right, the system is recognizing you as a high performer. It is already earmarking you as a 75, hypothetical numbers, or X number, and that number is in and around the cutoff or higher than that. Now, when you go ahead and get a few more correct in that order, you are actually kind of safe and you know कि हाँ मैं इस range के आसपास ही score करूंगा. Obviously, that does not mean only attempt 15 questions and 20 leave, because then those 20 are wrong. Like Ravi was stating, anything unattempted is wrong. Now, if you've reached 15 right and 20 they take as wrong, suddenly you will fall also that steeply. So you don't want that to happen. But what that means is, or at least what to me that translates into is, generally the first quarter of the section may you can take slightly more time, a slight more time to ensure that my accuracy has been handled and I have reached a particular level, at least as per the system. That to me is what an adaptive paper is and how you can ensure that an adaptive paper works. If you look at the screen or you look at the chart that has been put here, the bar chart, you clearly see you get the first 8 right, it's earmarked you at a particular percentile. To 80-85 percentile tak aa gaya hai. Now questions will hover in this. On the flip side, you get the first few wrong, the drop is very, very sharp. Very sharp. Imagine you get the first 2 questions wrong and somebody was saying, whatever I guessed the first 2. You can't do much about it. Just ensure when that part comes where you know a lot of questions, you get a streak of correct questions so that it gives you a steep rise. That's the funda. Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah. So normally, guys, just to sum up, is that first question when the system is throwing at you, it doesn't know your auqat, it doesn't know who you are, how well you can perform. It will throw you a 50% wala question. Aisa. Okay. In between. You answer it correctly, you will go to a 55% level of difficulty, 60, 65, 75, like that. So you answer the first 10 questions correctly, you land in that 80, 85, 90% level of difficulty, where it means that the system is saying you're a 95th percentile. After that, if you get one answer wrong also, you will not fall from 95 to 50, you will fall from 95 to 90. Okay, then you get this answer correct, you will again go up. Then you get another. So after that, even if you do one correct, one wrong, one correct, one wrong, so that is first 9 questions, 10 questions correct, and the remaining 36 questions, remaining 26 questions, you do 13 correct and 13 wrong, alternate also, chalega, you will be in the toppers list, because the system is you are operating at a 95th percentile, 90th percentile range. On the flip side, if you get the first few questions wrong, if you are at 50 percentile, first 3-4 क्वेश्चन ऐसा है नीचे आ गया, तो system will think this is a nibba and it will give you only 10% level of difficulty questions. Even if you get it correct, it will say okay, let us give it a 15%. तो वहां से to bring it after the first 10 questions, if you fall at a 15% or 20 percentile level and you want to go to 90 percentile, it's not happening in the paper, even if you get all questions correct after that. So the best strategy is, even if for the first quarter of the paper for the first 9 questions, even if you are taking 1/3 of the time allotted for that section, it's not bad. Because those 9-10 questions are going to decide which level of difficulty you are going to lie in, and after that operate in that up thoda upar niche, you will end up in that level of difficulty. So the first 10 questions, first 9-10 questions in each of the sections is going to be very, very, very important to take you to that level of difficulty.
Absolutely. Does that mean higher accuracy of first 9 questions gives you remaining 27 questions more difficult than the first 9? Ravi, want to
Now,
pick that up?
so basically, see, there is a question. Let us say that when I was 9 years old, right? My grandfather, if he when you are 9 years old, if your grandfather asks you what is 2 + 2, and you don't know that it is 4, or look at another example. 9 years old, your grandfather asks you what is 17 times 19, and you don't know the answer. In which of the two cases will your grandfather be more furious on you? Obviously in the first case कि यार 2 + 2 4 तो आना चाहिए तेरे को. So if you get an easy question wrong, the system will be more furious on you.
Exactly.
If you get a difficult question wrong, it will say okay यार ठीक है, question difficult था. So you will not fall that steeply down. But if you answer easy questions wrong, then you will fall very steeply. That is what GP was also mentioning. First few questions, the fall is very steep if you get them wrong, and then there is no getting back up if you are not doing it correctly. I mean, उसके बाद तुमको हर क्वेश्चन सही करना पड़ेगा literally to even end at an 85th percentile. So it means that you get penalized for a more difficult question. You answer it. Let us say that hypothetically, let us think that average number of marks you get for every question is 3. Okay, average number of marks in the entire paper is 3. But hypothetically, at a 95 percentile question, wo level of difficulty question mein, you may be getting 4 marks for getting it right, but only losing half a mark for getting it wrong. Okay. But at a 20 percentile level of difficulty question, 20th percentile difficulty question, for getting it right, you may get only 2 marks, but for getting it wrong, you may lose 1 mark negative. So you get penalized more for getting easy answers wrong, easy questions wrong, and penalized less for getting difficult questions wrong. That's how adaptive normally works, right? And if the claim is correct and the paper is adaptive, then other thing, GB, इसमें ना मेरे को ये भी याद है बहुत बार क्वेश्चन की, सर जो लास्ट ईयर तक तो अक्टूबर से विंडो होता था, मतलब पहले से होता था, अभी थोड़ा लेट हो गया, तो अक्टूबर टू दिसंबर. सर मैंने ये सुना है कि दिसंबर में आते आते पेपर डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है.
हाँ, oh yes.
Right? When we are discussing adaptive anyway, adaptive means you. The question, the level of difficulty of the next question depends on the answer that you are giving to this particular question right now. It depends on
Correct.
you. Then how can adaptive be difficult or easy for anyone? It is your level that the question is, the system is throwing questions at, right? So if you are very good, then you will automatically feel the paper is difficult because you will keep getting difficult questions, right?
Correct.
It's
Spot on.
nothing like you should take it today or tomorrow or day after. More or less, it is going to be the same only. It is adaptive in nature. It depends on how you are attempting the paper. The first 9-10 questions are very, very important in any of the sections.